Now, we have made it to example 1. The example 1 that's amazing because it's rational functions. That's all. Because it's a rational function. It's amazing. All right, so here it says we're going to determine the asymptotes for the graph of f of x equals 3x minus 1 over x minus 2. So with this, I like to call my vertical asymptote VA. Vertical asymptote is too long to write out. I like to write my horizontal asymptote as HA. Again, that's too long to write it out and do what we need to do. So I'm going to abbreviate it, shorten it up and everything. All right, so when it comes to our asymptotes, the vertical asymptote said we're going to set the denominator equal to 0 and solve for the variable. So set the denominator equal to 0, and we solve for x. So if you need to look at it, we actually added 2 to both sides really quick. Get that, it cancels out, and we get x equals 2. Simple, easy, not hard. So that's our vertical asymptote of 2. All right, for our horizontal asymptote, if we look at the variables that are here, we only have x. It's not x squared or x to the third, it's just x. So since it's just x here, x is the variable with the highest exponent. All right, so since that is our variable with the highest exponent, we're going to divide each term by that variable. Each term. So with that, we take each one of these terms here. So 3x, we divide that by x. 1 over by x. Then we do the whole thing. We have x divided by x. And then what's the function again? 2. All right. So it said first, go ahead and divide everything by the variable with the highest exponent, then simplify. So here we get 3 minus 1x, 1 over x, sorry. And then here we have 1, so x over x is 1, minus 2 over x. All right, so at this point we said, okay, any fraction that we have left over goes to 0. And again, if we take 1 over x and we do the limit as x approaches infinity, that means it'll go to 0. So here, and again, we'll learn about limits later on. So hopefully it'll make sense when we do that part. So we get an answer of 3. But 3 is not your answer. Because we're talking about horizontal asymptote, because it's a line, you must put y equals 3. Because again, x equals 2 for the vertical asymptote is a vertical line at 2, at x equals 2. And then your horizontal line is going to be a line at 3, well, y equals 3, a horizontal line at that spot. So again, the x and the y must be there. X equals a number, y equals a number. If you just leave it at 3, I'm going to mark it wrong because that is not the equation. That's not the answer, the solution. All right, so at that, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a practice in a few seconds to work on, and then we'll move on to the next part of the notes.